Docks hold bass, period. As bass anglers, we know that, but docks are so different. We have our shallow docks, and then we have docks that are over deep water, and we are missing so many fish, especially on those docks sitting over deeper water. Let me go ahead and explain. It is very easy to hit the entire water column when a dock is in shallow water. We have a huge range of lures that are going to work for us. Even something like your square bill crankbaits, spinner baits are going to hit that narrow water column easily. Drop jigs in there, wacky rigs, all that type of stuff works great. But when we have a dock that is over really deep water or over deeper water, let's say, around that 10-foot mark or so, bass like to get under those and suspend. And not necessarily by suspending do I mean, just out in the open. A lot of those docks at the mid depths will have pilings that go all the way down. And your docks that are over really deep water that are totally floating, they could have cross members down there, they could have ladders hanging over the side, and oftentimes they have a platform that boats will pull onto and then pull up and out of the water. And all of this underneath the floating dock or the dock that's sitting over deeper water provides bass a place to nestle up next to it and suspend. And those fish can be super hard to catch when they are just hanging below what those top water column lures are going to do, and they're above the lures that are going to hit all the way down there on the bottom. And the crazy thing about bass that are sitting on docks like this is oftentimes they'll just slurp it in and not move. If they would swim off, this bite would be so much easier. But as that jig comes by them or wacky rig, whatever it might be, they just kind of inhale it and hold right there so often. So as an angler, we have to know, whoa, that lure stopped sinking and I'm nowhere near the bottom yet. Man, I better set the hook. But one of the easiest lures that I have run across to work docks that are over a little bit deeper water are flutter spoons. Now, flutter spoons come in just a huge range of styles and sizes. Here I've got a larger flutter spoon and then a smaller flutter spoon. Each of them clearly have very different sink rates, but as you would watch them drop or flutter down through the water column, they just have this dying bait fish action. If it's sunny out, they reflect the sunlight. They're really, really tempting, and they're highly efficient at fishing for these bass that are a little bit tougher to catch on docks over deeper waters. I think you're going to be just surprised how effective of a method that it is. And make sure that you have flutter spoons as opposed to true ledge spoons. Ledge spoons are going to be heavier, okay, and they're more designed for just hopping it and snapping it off of the bottom when you're fishing some ledges. A flutter spoon is going to literally flutter down at a slower sink rate than a ledge spoon does. And one of the best benefits for fishing for bass that are on these docks is there's a lot of anglers that just, one, overlook those fish. Two, they don't have a lot of confidence on how to catch those fish. And then three, they're going to just focus on the docks over shallower water. So depending on the body of water that you're fishing, you may have a bunch of bass that are not getting hit all that often, but it's about efficiency. And speaking of efficiency, we know that a wacky rig is a great way to catch these fish as well. Well, if you've ever wondered, does a Senko or stick bait really have a best side to it? Go ahead and watch this video right here and make sure that you go out and encourage someone today. You never know how you might just change their life. For the Bass Fishing Life, I'm your host, Steve Rogers.